Methods in spirituality. Methods in spirituality. After the discussions of the subject of spirituality done in earlier topic as what is spirituality in YouTube, now comes how to cultivate the habits of spirituality. There has been clear education done on it in the scriptures like Bhagavad Gita say. It will be an advantage to contemplate on the distinct methods depending on the bent of minds of the performers. A major group is born as bhakta or devotee who feel that something or someone is pulling themselves naturally like a magnet attracts iron particles. They were to surrender without thinking anything further. They are kind, simple followers of the personal deity or conception that calls them, say, as the tune of the flute, and like the fine deers or peacocks, they are psychologically tuned to reach the Almighty Deity or conception, to embrace them in divine love. If they are really sincere and earnest, they become eventually pure bhakta, and the path for them is known as path of devotion. Yoga is the mechanism or process that joins the performer of spirituality to the end conception, and that is God or Brahma or ultimate truth. And here the specific yoga of surrender to God is Bhakti Yoga. One may remember emotion minus passion is devotion. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 12 is titled as Bhakti Yoga, and a daily reading of that chapter helps a devotee becomes more pure to appreciate the philosophy behind the lessons by the Lord Krishna. What might be the chosen path? Devotion to that is the main anchorage to reach truth, and that is verifiable and requires practice, like mastering any subject, say like higher mathematics or perfection in Olympic items. There is no other ways, nanna pantha, and it is walking on razor's edge. In all the roots of yoga, the central qualification is the purity of mind and the clear attitude of purpose, always one pointed. Me proceed towards you, O Lord, O conception, for I cannot live without that and feeling and activity. That means utmost sincerity, utmost love for the purpose and cause, and that is only a possibility when the mind is pure without trace of any other option. Pure magnet is there, pure iron filings are there, that creates the unfailing union of yoga, bhakti yoga. The other method of union with the truth or God or pure consciousness or enlightenment through yoga is karma yoga. Human body, human mind is for performing karma or work that purifies the performer. Two approaches possible: perform and leave the result to the God who knows the result of karma and purpose of karma. Then the responsibility of the performer ends there, as he does everything to dedicate the end result to God. So the OA means an attitude should be appreciate for giving, offering to God, means again pure or purity of thinking, doing, acting in the attitude of puja or worship. The next approach of same karma yoga is to help others, work for others. That is ever for otherworldly inclination, never for the self-interest. This totally unselfish attitude keeps the mind always in peace and purity. I only live for you, you reciprocate or not. If this is a tapasya or sadhana or practice of spirituality, then all eventually vibrate in love for each other, eliminating any enmity or conflict of mental difference. The system becomes an inspiring peace station for the self and for the community at large. The next approach of uniting with the ultimate truth is Raja Yoga. Raja Yoga is practical. Raja Yoga is practical class in human psychology. Raja Yoga is the practical class in human psychology, step by step. Always the performer to remain in deep meditation. Again, main practice is to first purify the mind or the laboratory of mind, for it is the usage of psychology domain. The theme scripture here in Hinduism is Hindu psychology, and theme exercise is meditation. Starts with externals and internals of the practitioners, cleansing the ripples of mind by and by with concentration on conception, then contemplation, then meditation. Finally, in the depth of meditation, the goal is samadhi, that is, to get rid of mind altogether, and then being in residence in pure consciousness or Brahma, Sat, Chit, Ananda, or eternally existing consciousness in bliss, and that is self-knowledge or Atma Jnana. All methods, bhakti, Karma, Rajo, and Jnana brings the state of Samadhi or eternal existence, ostitto, and that is dwelling into pure consciousness, manifested or unmanifested, Bhakto or Abhakto. In Jnana Yoga, no spoon feeding, anything has to be done by the by the self, remembering the capital self or Atman or pure consciousness or Brahma. In Jnana Yoga, no spoon feeding, everything has to be done by the lowercase self, remembering the capital self or Atman or pure consciousness or Brahma. Main approach is through questioning of qualified questioning, questioning or qualified questioning. The state of faith is the starting point that will sharpen by and by as improved faith with further finer tuning in questioning till realization and reaching the state of questionlessness. Jnana Yoga is the revolutionary approach, not to depend on any command, but only to trust into the self understanding at that point of time that will be updated to be improved. Understanding with further confidence in the mind, one can start with questioning from where we come and to where we are leading to. What is the ultimate source and what is the ultimate sink, if any, or whether the source and sink is the state as dipole or doublet at the same time, where the time stops, that is, time does not leave any signature of existence. The power and sharpness, the power and sharpness of questioning leads to the ultimate understanding. One can start as help to study of Vedanta or Upanishadic masterpieces of experiences of the realized thinkers, revolutionaries, or one can start as the absolute lone worker with extreme courage, with the only confidence that body consciousness, mind consciousness, and ultimate pure consciousness are the different dimensions of pure truth, and again the station samadhi of mind will be reached. Best tool is questioning and best help is Vedanta in this avenue. But for the harmony, the combinations of all the four yogas is the prescription of Ramakrishna order, where Karma Yoga is the everyday practical Vedanta to live the life in skill. Om Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.